Hello friends! Today we'll be taking a relaxing autumn boat ride through the Erie Canal. We'll be passing through locks 22 and 21 between Oneida Lake and Rome, New York. Do you know what canal locks are? They're like water elevators for boats that help us travel up and down some of the most beautiful waterways in New York State. I was going to start this video with a clip of the song 15 Miles on the Erie Canal, but the only thing I'm more scared of than spiders is copyright strikes.
You say when you not ready. Only down by the boating.
The end.
Today I'm joined by my parents, who have a campsite nearby, my wife Winsome, who we'd later realize was sick and not just experiencing pregnancy-related discomfort, and of course, the king himself, our corgi Riggy. So what are canal locks? As I mentioned before, they're a lot like elevators for boats. When a boat wants to go up or down, it pulls into the lock chamber. Then, the gates close behind it. If the boat needs to go up, the lock fills with water until it's at the correct level, and then the front gates open, letting the boat glide on its way. If it wants to go down, the opposite happens. The lock empties and the boat lowers gently. The current locks on the Erie Canal were constructed in the early 1900s and are controlled through a series of underwater valves to displace the water. A lock operator can move upwards of 3 million gallons of water each time a lock is activated. While the gates themselves are operated with electric controls, all the water flow is achieved by gravity. It's a pretty neat system. You could say it's nature's way of helping boaters take the scenic route, one gentle lift or drop at a time. After arriving at Lock 22 and contacting the lock operator to let them know that we intend to travel through the lock, we patiently wait for all of the water to drain to our level. Look at how much current that's creating. It's now time to enter the lock chamber. Toss out your boat's fenders and choose which wall you'd like to hold onto as the gates close behind you. There will be a series of ropes that run from the top to the bottom of the chamber. Grab a hold of one and hold on until the lock is full and the front gate opens. The ropes and walls can be, for lack of a better term, gooey due to being submerged half the time. It wouldn't be a bad idea to pack a rag or some hand sanitizer if you're the kind of person who hates to get their hands dirty. Of course, rinsing them off in the canal is the easier option.
It feels like a jacuzzi. I don't think I want to find out. No, me either.
Oh, we got some cool footage of us dying.
Is it creaking under the pressure?
No. Oh.
I don't think so. I don't remember never doing that.
I definitely can't pull myself up a rope. So this is it for me, folks.
After all is said and done, it takes about 10 minutes to fill the entire chamber and raise the water level by 25 feet so we're able to continue our journey. We wave and thank the lock operator, and we're off to the next one. While I definitely normally prefer to let this Mercury rip and fly across the waves. There's something special about these slow-paced rides. You have more time to take in the scenery of the trees changing color or even enjoy the crisp smell of fall. It's also much easier to converse and break bread with loved ones when you're not zipping along. In this case, bread means pizza, but the sentiment is the same. I took this same ride with my parents once in my 1975 Glastron CV16, equipped with a Mercury Tower of Power outboard. That engine hated to idle for any longer than 5 minutes, so this 4-stroke is a breath of fresh air. Pun intended. The distance between locks 22 and 21 is far shorter than the distance we've already traveled from the launch near Sylvan Beach, so we're almost there already. While we were in Lock 21, we were alerted that time was of the essence. We needed to be back by a certain time or we would be stuck on the wrong side of the canal, 50 feet higher than when we started and a substantial distance away from our cars. I also wondered if the lock operator would be annoyed knowing that this little 16-foot boat full of dorks, not traveling anywhere specific, and just using the locks themselves as their destination, would be turning around just a few minutes from now and going through again. Or do you think that they just enjoy the process so much that they get excited each time they can raise or lower the locks? I think, personally, I'd be overjoyed at every opportunity if I was the one behind the controls. So I'd like to think he was too. As predicted, being spooked by the possibility of being trapped on this side of the lock, we turned around quickly and began the journey home. When we first got Ricky, I think we tried a little too hard to force him to be a water dog. We took him swimming several times, and it breaks my heart to say it, but he hated every second of it. I think in his little mind, he started to associate the boat with the torture of swimming. It's been several years now since we've put him in the water, and he's finally coming around to enjoying the boat with us. Despite being sick, Winsome assured me that she had a great time. This was her first ride through the canal, and she's always preferred taking it easy in the boat. Plus, there's more than enough room in the bow for her to lay down and take a well-deserved, comfortable nap. Back at Lock 21, our first time going down for the day, I didn't notice any visible signs of annoyance from the lock operator, so I think we're in the clear. It's always a nice feeling when those doors swing open and the sunlight warms your face once again. Well, almost always. It was an uncharacteristically hot day for September in New York. doesn't feel like fall right now, does it?
Not at all. It's like the middle of winter. Summer. Got winter on the brain.
Yeah, it feels like it's like July or something right now.
It is super hot today.
Yeah, I think last I checked it was like 80 degrees.
Really?
Yeah. Riggy loves my dad so much that I'm honestly afraid sometimes that they're going to run away together. Did you know that in the early days of the Erie Canal, most boats were pulled by horses or mules? And that these horse-drawn barges were responsible for making boom towns out of Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, and even Utica and Rome? As a big fan of all of those cities, and also boating, I think that's pretty cool. Back at Lock 22, weary from the journey and also the sun, okay, mostly the sun, we tried not to rush the final leg. None of us, with the exception of Winsome, is ready to get out of the boat and be back on dry land.
Oh, that's growing.
Try to take it all in on the return trip. While autumn is a magical time of the year and my favorite season to enjoy the water, you also have that feeling in the back of your mind that each boat ride could be the last of the year. As the water laps gently against the hull and the trees, dressed in their changing colors, sway in the breeze, almost as if waving goodbye while the summer fades away, surrounded by loved ones, I close my eyes and smile. Enjoy the autumn and the approaching winter, my friends. A new boating season is just around the corner.